Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here today, and I'm really hoping that this reading turns out well because I have had some technical difficulties with some of my equipment. And yesterday I did probably my most favorite reading I've ever done for you guys, and you'll never, ever, ever get to hear it because about halfway through, actually, I don't even think it was that way, probably about a quarter of the way through me shooting the reading, my sound cut out and stopped working, and so I couldn't upload the video. And twice now, I've had two readings that I have felt super connected to, and when I stopped the reading, I was super excited to upload the video, and both times on both of those readings, my sound cut out. So apparently the ones that I thought were meant for you guys, the universe had other plans. So hopefully today this reading works out all right. My microphone and everything seems to be functioning as it should. But I'm going to do a clarity reading for you today. This is a twin flame clarity reading for you. Again, here's my beautiful, gosh, the colors on this are so pretty. I don't think that the camera can pick it up, but there's like, it's almost like there's like 3D stuff going on in this rock. There's these really pretty iridescent, like it's like silvery, or I don't know. It's so pretty though. I wish you guys could see it in real life. Now this deck is a little bit hard for me to shuffle it in one. I might have to do it in two separate ones. I think this one's okay. I can get a little bit of a bend in it. Some of my cards are just really stiff, and I don't know if I just have weak hands or small hands, which I don't think I have that small hands. But for whatever reason, I just have a hard time shuffling them sometimes. So some of my decks are really easy to shuffle. I think it depends on the thickness of the individual cards, but I really like this deck. But I hope you guys are doing well. We did do a live yesterday, which was exciting, and we had quite a few people poke their heads in and some questions, and it was a lot of fun doing that for you guys yesterday. I can't wait to get our group calls set up so that we can all talk with each other and that we can offer that to you guys. I'm going to separate these and do a couple of shuffles in smaller decks here so I can really make sure that this gets shuffled properly for you guys. But so today is Wednesday, and so Wednesday is our clarity reading, our twin flame clarity reading. And so we're going to find out and get some clarity for divine feminine on what is going on in this twin flame dynamic between you and your divine masculine. And now if you are here, you are most likely, not always, but most likely a divine feminine. And the reason why I say that is typically what we see is that it is the divine feminine that starts really seeking out spiritual knowledge and information. However, it's my experience that sometimes divine masculines do this as well. So you may be a divine masculine. And if you are a rare divine masculine that recognizes that they are in a twin flame connection. But it is not impossible. Now, some twin flame teachers may say that it is, but this journey is something that is to be determined and is unique for everyone. And so I do not believe that there is anyone out there that can tell us what or who or how our journey is supposed to look, because what I do know for sure is that this phenomenon, this twin flame phenomenon, is real, undoubtedly. But what am I doing here? Like I'm setting it up or something. Undoubtedly, it's real. But how it shows up for each one of us is extraordinarily unique. And it's that way by design. If it was simple and easy for us to find answers outside of ourselves, we would never do exactly what we're supposed to do because of this awakening and go within. I mean, it would defeat the purpose, right? There is some interesting perspectives out there about twin flames. And I would say to you, and just as a word of caution or a word to the wise, this is your journey, whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine. And again, you're probably divine feminine if you're here, and there's a number of reasons, and we'll talk about those. But, you know, this is your journey. This is a journey about going within, recognizing and remembering who you are, and allowing the universe, God, source, our creator, to guide you through this process. It's an inner journey. It's an inward journey. As within, so without. That term is important because what we see in the outside world is a reflection of our inner world. And so in order to know thyself, know who you are, and to be a conscious creator, you have to understand where creation comes from. And it comes from within you, divine feminine. So if the answers were outside, you wouldn't find them within. And we're forced to turn inward and look for our center. And that's what you're doing. So, all right, let's kind of get into this reading here. Again, this is a clarity reading for twin flames on Wednesday, the 8th. And for the first position here, what is the biggest fear and distraction that either you or your divine masculine are facing here in this particular dynamic between the two of you? And for that, we have 8 of Swords. So 8 of Swords is in our position number 1 here. What is your biggest distraction? If you kind of look at the card here, first of all, she's got some fantastic shoes. I'm just going to say, I love shoes, especially red high heel shoes. Those are some bomb shoes right there. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. With this being in your number 1 position, your biggest distraction is essentially feeling stuck, feeling like you don't have choices. Your divine masculine, this is totally something that is probably mirrored between the two of you. So this is, when I say you and your divine masculine are basically in union with the soul, right? So you is the soul, okay? And that's why there is a mirroring that's taking place between the two physical forms here. So you are feeling like there's like kind of some self-imposed prison here. But that's the interesting thing, is you don't feel like it's self-imposed. You and the divine masculine feel like the outside world has been happening to you and that you don't have control over it. But that's because the inward journey hasn't been completely fulfilled and taken yet, to recognize that creation, what we see outside of us, is actually an inner journey. If you want to see different results outside of yourself, in the world around you, and in relationships, you have to go within and find out what it is inside of you. What kind of limiting beliefs and systems of lack are you buying into that is creating this in your material world? And that is something that not a lot of people are willing to embrace and look at. But not you, divine feminine. You are smack dab in the middle of that. You are starting to figure this whole process out. And that is a good thing. It's a really good thing. I encourage you to keep going with that. The more you do it, the more you're going to see that your divine masculine does that now. And it's not going to look the same. Never get expectations, and do not look to them for answers. Don't look at what they're doing as, validation or signs that you're doing things right. That is a twin flame trap. Don't fall into it. Okay. It doesn't matter what's going on with them. What matters is what's going on with you. So look at yourself. Okay. Where to focus instead of fears and distractions is our number 2 position, and that is 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. If you or your divine masculine have had any kind of, look, some more sexy red shoes. Yes, I like this deck. Ooh, do they all have sexy red shoes? Nope, some of them have blue ones. There's other colors. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Shoes, I have too many of them myself. 5 of Swords. I just looked at the timer on this, and it was 11:11 right when I said that. 5 of Swords, with this showing up in what you should focus on instead, it looks like there is potentially some trauma, some abuse, some shadows that are kind of plaguing and creating this mindset of feeling stuck for you and your divine masculine. A feeling of despair kind of takes over both of you at different times, because both of you feel like you're just stuck in the situations that you are in life, and neither one of you feel completely happy with where you're at, and both of you have experienced a taste of bliss with each other, so you know that there's something more, but you feel so bound, and it's because of these limiting beliefs and these distractions and these fears. And so a period of time for self-reflection is what is needed for you and your divine masculine. And it needs to be done separately and away from each other. And that is because if you are in each other's lives right now on a consistent basis, you will not do the work that is needed to go within. And that is the purpose of meeting your twin flame, is to go within and find the answers inside of yourself. But you would both look to each other for these. And so this period of separation, or the on and off that you've been experiencing with your divine masculine, is only there to give you guys time to go through what you guys need to go through in order to resolve all of these inner conflicts that you've experienced in your lives before, during, and potentially after your meeting with each other. All right. First, let's see here. Number 3. Our position number 3 is past experiences that you guys both need to let go of. Now, these, of course, are not going to look exactly the same, but if you look closely, there is definitely always some kind of a mirroring going on in your relationship with your divine masculine. But again, it doesn't matter what theirs is. That's for them to figure out. Yours, divine feminine, is for you to figure out, which is why you need to focus on yourself. So, 6 of Pentacles in reverse for our number 3 position. With this, I'm getting this feeling that both you and your divine masculine are givers. And maybe there's been periods of time in your life where both of you have given to relationships, given to family members, really put yourself out there, been vulnerable, and then ended up getting used or abused. And that caused a feeling of needing to retreat or to put walls up. Boundaries are extraordinarily important, but you don't have to put walls up around you and not allow yourself to feel and experience love. It's okay to be vulnerable and have the strength within to know that how other people react and respond and whether they do the right thing or not, it's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. What is a reflection of you is what you put out into the world. And if you close yourself off to the world, because the world is a mirror, the world will close itself off to you and then validate your fears. And so rather than listening to the five senses, it's up to us to transcend the mind and to transcend those senses and tune into that sixth sense, the intuition and that knowing, and knowing our value and knowing our worth. So to let go of old fears and to create new patterns in order to escape the mindset of lack and trauma, you have to open yourself up to new possibilities. And so that is in our position number 3 over here for you and Divine Masculine. Now, number 4, so number 3 is past experiences that you need to let go of. So number 4 is useful past experiences, things that you can hold on to, things that have helped you and guided you to become the best version of yourself. And so for this one, we have Queen of Wands. Look at that majestic queen right there. All right, Queen of Wands. The kinds of things that you and Divine Masculine should hold on to is the times in your life where you didn't have doubt. That feeling that you felt, even if it felt like fleeting moments of this, you just felt self-assured. You knew who you were. Your foundation felt strong. And you had a clear sense of self. The pattern might be something like you have moments like this, and then fears and insecurities and things that other people say, circumstances and the environment around you kind of distract you and pull you away from this inner feeling of, knowing your value and your worth. And so go back to those moments after kind of reflecting upon some of these other things. And go back to those moments and just remember and feel the feelings that you felt at that time. That's what you really want to focus your attention and your energy on so that you can get more of that. Oftentimes we have a tendency to focus on what we don't want rather than what we do want because we're afraid, we feel like we got to try to control and make sure that none of these things that we don't want have happen. We want to make sure that we control and don't let it happen. But that means we end up putting all of our attention and our focus on that, and then we don't understand how law of attraction works. And so we keep getting more of what we don't want. And we're like, why does this keep happening? And, we get stuck in that cycle. But fears are there as an option to focus on. But so is these moments of clarity and self-assuredness. And if you focus on that more, then the universe is going to mirror that back to you. And you're going to see more results that are going to come from that place that's based in love and value, not from lack and fear. So that's where you should put your attention. All right, so position number 5 is what to cultivate, what to actually cultivate, take action upon, or take action with, and where to really put your energy. And this is a great card. The Empress. That is a really good card. I'm pretty sure that all these ladies have red shoes. I don't know, maybe there's something with that, you guys, because not all of them in the deck have red shoes. Maybe somebody out there has red shoes and there's something with the red shoes. If you've ever had any issue, or not issues, but if somehow red shoes resonates with you, you should put it in the comments. I'd be really curious to find out. All right, well, with this card, what you and Divine Masculine should focus on is relationships, family, not with each other, but with people that you know and trust and value their opinions, their support, and all of those kinds of things. Those are the kinds of things that you should cultivate in your life, those kinds of relationships, because those are the ones that are there to serve you well, to teach you, to help you to grow. They're going to keep you centered, and they're going to help you develop a new mindset to manifest the life that you really truly want, and to get away from focusing on the things that you don't want so that you can let those things go. So you don't want them to continue to keep showing up in your life. So focus on friends, focus on family, and relationships that serve you well while you go through this healing process and journey inward. All right, number 6 is next steps to take. What are the next steps right now that you and Divine Masculine need to take in your journey inward? King of Wands in reverse. Look at that guy. We have Queen of Wands and King of Wands. That's pretty cool. One's upright and one is in reverse. All right, next steps is letting go of behavioral patterns, mindsets, and outside influences that are negatively charged and negatively based. Those things need to be shed, and you are learning and have been learning and are practicing being a conscious creator, which means purposefully choosing what to put your attention towards, what to take action upon, what kinds of knowledge to allow in, and what kinds of things to turn away from. We really do need to sometimes look at life like, a vampire movie. The vampire cannot come in the door of our homes unless we invite them in, right? You kind of have to look at what you're inviting into your home, which is your inner space, your inner reality, okay? Because your inner reality is what shapes your external reality. I promise you this. If you look into law of attraction and you look into spiritual teachings of all walks of life, they're all going to basically be pointing you in the same direction of going within and recognizing that you have the ability to create the life that you want. And in order to do that, we have to stand there and guard what we do and don't allow into our homes, into our inner space. It can be things from TV, it can be things from movies, it can be things from books we read, it could be friends or it could be opinions and thoughts and ideas that come from family members and friends and others that we know. It can be even things that our twin flame has said, and most of all, it can come from your own mind. Yeah, your mind can be that vampire at the door with its old patterns, its beliefs and lack and oppression and, not feeling like there's any power in your life. Those are beliefs that you don't have to choose to act upon or partake in. Most of life is perception of reality, not reality itself. Reality is that this card exists, but does it even really exist, right? We really look into the scientific and explore down, quantum physics and go down that rabbit hole. Even the things that we look at as matter and material aren't even 100% real, and it's very subjective to the people and the observer that's looking at it. So stand at the door right there. Make sure that you really are aware and taking into consideration what you are and are not allowing. And if you accidentally let the vampire in, know that all you have to do is tell them to leave. As soon as you recognize that they are not, or it is not, or whatever it is that you don't want in your life, whether it's mind, opinions, media, any of that kind of stuff. Once you recognize it's not good for you, doesn't feel right, it's not in alignment with what you want or who you want, let it go. Tell it to leave. It's okay. It served you as far as teaching you what you don't want, so it's not wasted. And then focus again on what you do want, because that is your creative moment right now, to focus on what you do want. Read Neville Goddard. He is a fantastic author and spiritual teacher that can teach you all about that divine feminine. All right, so position number 7 here, inner strength, divine feminine, inner strength, inner strength. All right, a card just fell out, so I'm going to use this card for here. And it is the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Position number 7. What is divine masculine and divine feminine's inner strength? This is an interesting card to get into this position, because as I'm looking at it, see, there's this little serpent right here. And then you have the 4 corners, right? This is interesting, the way that they have this card set up and the symbolism in it. You and divine masculine, in many, many different ways, whether it's been recognized or not, have experienced a lot of good fortune in your life. Maybe it was overlooked, or not understood, or it felt like it kind of came and went. But those moments were there to show you that you are far more involved in your life than you may realize. Like, what you want and desire is known by the universe and by God, by our Creator, by creation itself. You have been created in the image of the Creator to be a creator. And that is an inner strength inside both you and divine masculine that is really coming out. And I see this snake right here, and to me it represents Kundalini, right? A Kundalini awakening that has brought an awareness to both you and divine masculine and is revealing itself to you through time itself. So be patient and trust the journey that you're in right now, because it's going to continue to reveal itself to you. And there is no such thing as coincidence. You and your divine masculine are going through things in the divine timing that you were always meant to. Choice is there, and it's what we create with. So all infinite possibilities are available to you all the time, whether you recognize them and see them or not. So you got to look beyond what you know and look beyond the 5 senses, and then create with the imagination of what you truly actually want and desire. This last one in position number 8, which I love the number 8 because it's the sign of infinity, right? It's the eternal source. And so it stands for outside help or advisor. But to me, this is something that comes from source. It comes from the universe. It comes from God. It is the advice and the help and the outside help that comes to you to guide you through this journey. And for this, we have 5 of Cups in reverse. And this girl is holding a net. And I find that to be interesting because a net, like we live in a universe that is kind of like a net. Like scientists are calling it the field now. They're realizing that there is something, that there's no such thing as nothing, that there is no empty space. And separation is just an illusion. We are connected to all things through something that they call the net or the field. And so with this being you know, in your advisory position. I find it interesting because with it being the number 8, which is eternity, which is infinite creation, and then we are connected to that through a net. I think that that's pretty cool that that showed up in that card. 5 of Cups is kind of like a representation of moving on, moving forward. Well, 5 of Cups in reverse, moving on, moving forward, forgiveness, you know, hope kind of returning into your life again, letting go of all the stuff that has not served the two of you well has brought that new hope, has allowed for forgiveness, a deeper understanding and awareness of why the positive and the negative happens to us. That there is nothing wasted, that even the things that we would call negative are still positive lessons that we can learn from, and learning to transmute that into something positive really allows for us to be able to forgive. And so I see that as the advice for you guys is holding on to that hope, letting things go, having faith, just having faith in your journey, trusting your journey. That is something that I have learned, is to just trust the journey. You don't need to figure it all out. It's going to be revealed to you. The more we try to figure it out, the more it seems elusive, and the more we're confirming through lack that we don't already have access to it. If we just relax and allow, the universe will bring us the answers. If the question is within you, the universe has the answer, and it will be delivered to you. I promise you that. All right, I'm going to do a quick oracle card for you guys. This deck does not shuffle, so I'm just going to kind of do it myself here. It's just way too sticky. I'm going to have to figure out how to not have such a sticky deck here. But I'm just going to make kind of a mess with them here. And then we're going to pick a card. Oh, all right. This one is the one that I feel. So, Page of Gabriel. Energetic, brave, optimistic, playful. Follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. You and your divine masculine are on an adventure together. Look, you got the divine masculine and the divine feminine here. You're on an adventure together. And that's what an adventure, if we know what's going to happen and we know how it's going to end, it's not an adventure. So enjoy the journey. Trust the journey. Allow it to unfold and reveal itself to you. And believe in yourself and believe in the connection that the two of you have. And know that the purpose for it is already done. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow for another reading. And I love you guys. Bye.